All of you guys are probably deep into your New Year's attempts, your resolutions. Some of you don't have resolutions, and that's pretty cool. My husband does not resolve to do much of anything. He believes, just like my dad, you just start doing it. You don't make plans for it. I'm not that kind of person. I like to plan. So I do make resolutions for myself. I'd love to hear more about those and have conversations with you. So if you're taking from me, please tell me more about what you have going on. And if you don't take from me, please do as well. I hope to start answering questions for people in upcoming weeks where I'll take questions from you and I will answer those in a video format. It can be anything from, how to properly pack a fitness bag, or, tell me a problem that you're having and you need a solution to it with regard to how you can get a better program for you to get that healthy lifestyle on the road. I am here to serve, and I want to connect a little more with you guys. Before I go into my spiel for today, I want to announce that I have joined a consulting firm after a long time of being an independent person and self-employed, my own boss. I have handed the reins over to Home Fit Birmingham. I'm very excited about the program, or the business rather. They're a wonderful bunch of people. They're very committed to helping the community, helping you become a healthier, better version of yourself, helping you attain the goals that you craft for yourself. And I am so happy to be part of that. So I'll be posting information on how to get in touch with me through them. And I'm really excited about this new direction. So that's part of my New Year's resolution, was to switch over and do something a little bit different, and I'm very excited about that. Also, I'm doing corrective yoga classes Tuesday and Thursday at 9:30 a.m. and I'll also be offering that on a one-on-one basis through Home Fit Consulting. And corrective yoga is intertwining my yoga teaching experience and practitioner experience with my corrective exercise specialization, which is really designed to help all kinds of people, but we focus primarily on postural deviations, injury prevention, correcting things that may contribute to injury in the future, and then helping you recover from injury, surgery, a host of things. If you'd like to know more about that, please feel free to reach out to me through the Home Fit Consulting link that I'll post to social media in upcoming days. Anyway, with all that being said, I want to move on and discuss quickly some tips on how to have a successful yoga experience. So a lot of you are resolving to do yoga this year. You want to get more flexible, you want to have stress relief. There's a million reasons why you want to do yoga, and there's also a million things that are getting in the way from you actually making that happen. And so I wanted to go over some tips that may help you have a successful yoga experience, because you need to do it. It's so good for you. Once you get into it, once you figure it out, it's going to change your life. It's going to make all your other movement better. You're going to feel better. I can't say enough good things about it. So, all right. You need to set yourself up to succeed. That's probably the number one thing. So I would look for a convenient location. If you're going to get a teacher and you want to do it consistently, because consistency is key, you need to make sure that where you're going and when you're going are going to meet your needs. It's going to be a place where you can get to on a regular basis without having to break through a lot of red tape and barriers and babysitting and all the crazy stuff that life throws at us. You want to make sure you can get there as much as possible. So pick a location that's convenient for you. Pick a time that's convenient for you. Some of you might need studios that have versatility and different hours if you have a rotating schedule. Birmingham Yoga has, Yoga Circle. They all have classes, and you can buy class cards or memberships for the month and go to any unlimited class. that might be a great option for you. Body Shop Yoga, where I am right now, and I love, this is my home studio. We don't have as many classes as the other big studios, but we do have class cards, so you can come to those. You know, just any class you want to. You can prepay for classes. It's great. The other thing you need to do is consider your budget. So drop-in yoga classes range anywhere from usually $8 a class, which some of the classes here are $8 a class, to $20 a class. So a typical boutique class is going to be $20 to $25 per class. You need to add that into your budget and really consider it. For you to succeed, you need consistency. And for you to consistently go to a class that's $10 a class, you'll need to budget that because it can really add up. But it's a great investment. So I really encourage you to look at your finances and see if you can budget that in. If you are a person who has budgeting issues or you have really tight finances, can totally relate, reach out to a teacher or a studio or me and talk about options for how to save money or how to do it. You know, maybe there's some resources out there where you can even get a free class every now and then. Don't be afraid to have that conversation because more often than not, teachers like myself really want you to succeed, whether we're part of that process, you know, actively all the time or not. I want to cheer you on whether you're with me all the time or I'm doing it from a distance. So budget, convenient location, make sure you got a schedule that jives for you. Now, let's talk about clothing. You don't have to wear all the coolest Athleta fashions. You don't have to have a yoga box, even though those things are awesome. What you do probably want to have is comfortable clothes that you can move in. So you want to be able to move in all directions. And you also want to make sure that they're tight enough. So this shirt is tight enough that when I raise my arm up, my sleeve still stays relatively in the same place. It's not ballooning and sliding down my arm as I am raising my arm up. So you want a shirt that will do that in the sleeves. You want pants that will do that in the pants legs, because at the ankles, because when you do a downward dog, sometimes your teacher will have you lift your leg up, and the last thing you want is your big balloony pants coming down, you know, showing off your secrets to the world, especially at your first class. You just don't want that. So pick some clothes that fit well, that stay where they are, even when you're moving in a lot of different positions. And don't be afraid to layer. All right, most yoga classes are bare feet. If you don't like having bare feet, there's a lot of different footwear options. I recommend that you research those online. But I also encourage you to really try to get comfortable being barefooted if at all possible. If it's uncomfortable for you, maybe get a padded mat. Bare feet are so important, being able to move all those little joints and bones in the body, moving your toes freely, so important. They're trapped in shoes all day. Give it a shot. All right, let's see. Practice at home. So you can find YouTube videos like crazy for yoga. I would recommend that you ask a teacher if you want to go to a studio. You can ask a teacher for suggestions or look up yoga links and see if they have any free videos posted maybe. And then if you find your own yoga links, just run them past your teacher and say, hey, what do you think about this? I do that all the time for people. So I can just kind of put my eyes on it and say, oh, I think this teacher is giving great cues. That seems safe enough. Most of us will be more than happy to give you feedback on that and give you something to practice at home. For me, when I have a first timer coming into class, when I talk to them on the phone, if they have questions or if we're emailing back and forth, one of the suggestions I give them is, in order for you to feel super comfortable at your first yoga class and get like a lot of the fear out of the way, practice getting down on the floor and lying down and then get back up again. So it's not a burpee, it's just literally going from a standing position down to the floor however you can, and then lying down on your back, and then get back up. And then do the same thing and come down from standing and try to lie down on the floor on your belly and get back up. Even if it's really awkward and uncomfortable, just the process of doing that is going to help you get better at it, and it's going to really erase a lot of the fear that you have associated with that particular movement. And a lot of people discover that they're afraid of that once they get into the classroom, which can make it a really uncomfortable experience. So practice that at home. That's probably the biggest hurdle that I see beginners getting over. And you can go ahead and take care of that at home for free. So do that. Get all the props. So when you go to a new class, your first time, look for the props. Scan the room. Go over there with super confident mode. Grab one of these. This is a yoga block. Grab one of these. This is a yoga strap. And grab one of these. This is a yoga blanket. Every class I have, I like everybody to have these within arm's length so that they can use them at any time during class. Even if your teacher doesn't ask you to use them, go ahead and have them. Get in the habit of pulling those props out. And if you don't have a teacher who is using props, maybe ask them about how to use the props and see if they can give you any tips or resources for that. And I'll go into props some other time. If you want to learn about props, you can come to my class too, or hire me through HomeFit. Let's see. I've got a list over here. You need to be ready to learn. So the other thing that probably holds people back the most in a new class is expectations. We're all grown-ups. We're really good at stuff by now. We've been brushing our teeth for our whole lives. We've been driving cars. We've been doing grown-up jobs and tasks. We do things all the time really well without thought. So when you're entering into a new learning environment at this age, sometimes you walk in with expectations that are unrealistic. So when you're going to a yoga class, imagine that you're going to learn Japanese for the first time. When you walk in, you shouldn't expect yourself to know complete sentences or be able to speak conversational Japanese. What you need to be ready for is to learn and forget how to count to 5, or how to say your ABCs, or whatever the Japanese equivalent of that is. Relate that scenario to yoga and release your expectations. Go in with an open mind and be a beginner no matter what your age or experience in other things, and just let yourself mess up. Be ready to forget what you learn. Be ready to be awkward and new and not know the yoga equivalent of counting to 5. And you'll have a much better experience than if you walk in and expect yourself to be able to do a full sun salutation in perfect form. That's going to be defeating, and that's not what you want to do when you're trying to start something new and adopt it for the rest of your life. And then probably the most important thing above that is, once you've gone, congratulations. Reward yourself for a job well done, for taking thinking into an action. You've done an actionable step. That's great. In order to become a yogi or to become better or to see results like touching your toes, you need to do it again. So write that down on a piece of paper, stick it up where you can see it every day, and do it again. Over and over, over and over, until one day you remember how to count to 5, and then you can count to 100, and then you can say your ABCs, and you can have a conversation about where's the bathroom or what you like to eat, and then before you know it, you're fluent. That's the way it works with a language, and that's the way it works with yoga. So good luck, congratulations, I'm rooting for you.